player, that he's going to be one of the best of the history. That's my feeling. No?
Of all the players I've ever watched, at this age, I've never seen a player this good, this complete.
It's difficult to find words for what Carlos Alcaraz is doing right now. After his win at this year's Australian Open, I think we've all heard all the records that he's broken, which are completely ridiculous, that put him already at the age of 22 as one of the greatest players to ever play. But aside from stats, in this video, let's check out the impact that Alcaraz is having in the world of tennis. And what better way to do so than seeing what some of the greatest legends of this sport think about Carlos Alcaraz.
Inspires you from the young generation. We have so many young ones coming up. There's Sinner, there's Rune, there's so many other ones. Who do you like watching?
Alcaraz, I think, has to be like.
I haven't mentioned him.
Yeah, no, he's remarkable. His athleticism, his spirit. You know, you turn on the TV, and if you looked at him, you would have no idea if he's winning or losing, because he just is who he is, and he looks happy to be out there. He looks thrilled, and he's so explosive and so dynamic, and has everything that you could ever ask for, you know, from a skill perspective. And then you add his mental clarity and his passion for the game, and it's great somebody to take over the mantle like that.
Free, obviously. You yourself, in trying to complete all 4 majors, had Roland Garros as the difficult one, and the longer that you have to wait to do that, more pressure builds. Yeah. How do you see Carlos here at trying to do that at the AO?
You shouldn't ask those questions, you know, because you know how it is, you know. He knows about it. It's like Rory going for the Masters, you know. Those things are tough, you know. But at the end of the day, like I said, his momentum shifts towards the first round. And then it's point-for-point mentality. That's what it is. But it's true, at his young age, to be able to complete the calendar or career Grand Slam already now, I mean, would be crazy. So let's see if he is able to do crazy this week, and I hope he does, because for the game again, that would be an unbelievable special moment. But you know, he has another 100 and whatever players that say like, we don't agree with those plans, so they'll try everything to stop him. Carlos, when I see him, I see more like, okay, I feel like there's more similarities in terms of what we would do, in terms of when we would hit a drop shot, when we would come to the net, how offensive, how passive do we decide to play, because I think we like to play on our terms. So I put myself more into Carlos's mindset and skin when I watch him, and with Sinner. Just at one time I thought like, okay, now I understand how I would probably play against Yannick. But other than that, I'm very happy, and I love watching tennis just as a fan. It's always been the case, even when I was still on tour. Unless it was my next round opponent, I would kind of try to suss out some strengths and weaknesses. But other than that, if I would go out and watch Rafa play against a second round opponent, I would just enjoy the match, you know, because I think it's important to also be still the fan and not just always the competitor. And today, you know, I'm relaxed. I'm really removed of everything. But sometimes it's happened like that.
And then to top it off, you get Roger, Rafa, and Novak. And you're like, I'm looking at the 3 greatest players that ever lived. And suddenly, somehow, along comes this other guy from Spain. Remember seeing him, he was probably 17. Hey, this guy's got some talent. That guy's pretty quick out there. I never in my wildest dreams, I'll tell you, of all the players I've ever watched, at this age, I've never seen a player this good, this complete, the last 2-3 years. And with that damn smile that you have, I'm very jealous of that, okay?
And the blonde hair.
It's just, well, the blonde hair's, I don't know about that one, but whatever he wants, I'm happy with. Thank God for Carlos Alcaraz, what he's bringing to the table. I have a tennis academy the last 15 years, and you know the young kids, they always want, like you said, emulate the big boys. And I'm hoping that they're going to look at Carlos and what he does and how he loves to be aggressive and move forward, because we lost a lot of that. You don't see the volleying that much, but I think that's going to change because of him. So you talk about a breath of fresh air when we desperately needed it, when we thought, oh my God, what are we going to do? These 3 guys are finished. You know, 2 quit and Novak looks human all of a sudden. So to have him and Yannick come in, and now the other guys got to chase and try to catch up, it's really awesome.
But I hope that he maintains that style of play, because it's exciting to watch. And yeah, I mean, he's obviously so far in his young career doing better than most of the guys that have come before in the last sort of 8 to 10 years. I know a lot of people are sort of expecting everyone to win 20 plus Grand Slams now, like that's sort of normal. So I wouldn't predict that for anyone. But yeah, I would imagine he would be right at the top of the game for, well, as long as he wants to play.
My impression is we are talking about a player that is going to be one of the best of the history. That's my feeling. A player with huge potential. Then life can change quick. That's the truth. You never know what can happen in the future. But today we have to predict what's going on in his career. We predict amazing things. That's the truth. And his level of tennis is super high. If he is able to stay away from injuries, of course Sinner is there, but I see him with Sinner over the rest today without a doubt. I don't see a lot of players that can stop him on tour, and I think the best thing that he has today is in every tournament that he plays, doesn't matter the surprise, he's going to be the favorite, and that's something that in my generation probably never happened, because I was probably favorite on clay, but then on grass was Roger, and on hard was more between Roger and Novak, and played a little more me, but no one player was the favorite before every tournament. And today I feel that he has that aura, that feel. That's a big advantage, because I think he feels like he's playing at his level is difficult that somebody don't make him.
Great tournament. It's quite crazy that you and Carlos have had such a storied rivalry despite being 16 years apart in age. I'm curious, just what has changed in his game since you first played him to now, and he's got basically he's the youngest person to ever achieve what he achieved today. Do you consider him the best young player to have played?
I mean, the results are testament to his already stellar career, and can't think of any other superlatives about him. I mean, I think everything is said, and he deserves every bit of the praise he gets from his peers, but also the whole tennis community. I mean, he's a very nice young man, good values, nice family, and of course already a legendary tennis player that made a mark of our made already a huge mark in the history books of tennis. I mean, with only 22 years of age, so it's super impressive, no doubt about it. And well, first time I played him, he was 11 or 12 years old. No, he was, I think, 18 or 19, and you could already see that he's destined for great things. But of course, a lot has changed since then. He has improved physically, mentally, game-wise. I mean, he's constantly looking to innovate himself in his game, which is exactly the kind of mentality that needs to be nurtured for a champion. It's never enough in terms of settling with your game. You have to progress, otherwise you regress, because everyone else progresses. So, I mean, he has everything. I mean, a whole package, and really, as I said, a nice guy and very respected. And so, congrats to him, to his team, to his family. I mean, he's only 22. I mean, it's unbelievable. And everything is possible in his case, no question about it. I mean, if he was able to achieve for already such a young age, 7 slams and all the other accolades, I mean, he's, steering forward big time. So, well, I mean, of course, there's Sinner. the two of them, I guess, are going to be fighting for biggest titles, and then the youngsters like myself are going to try to catch up.